Once while out buying games, Kazuma sees a schoolgirl in danger from a truck. He rushes to push the girl out of the way. As a result, in the afterlife, Kazuma is greeted by a goddess named Aqua. She says that Kazuma didn't need to save her, and that she will be fine because the tractor stopped in time. It turns out it wasn't a truck but a tractor, and Kazuma died from shock, not from being hit by a truck. Aqua hugs her stomach and laughs loudly because she has never seen such a funny death. Kazuma feels very angry at the goddess' mockery. Aqua gives him two options. One is to go to heaven, and the other is to reincarnate into a magical world to defeat the Demon King. The goddess will grant him one of the things in the room if he agrees to reincarnate. With the intuition of a low-time game fan, Kazuma doesn't choose any skills, but chooses Aqua to accompany him to another world. Another goddess appears and agrees to Kazuma's request. Aqua cries loudly and keeps crying in vain. They are then transported to the new world. Kazuma is enjoying this place, and Aqua is crying non-stop. They go to the Adventurers Guild to register as members. Then they do a magic power test. Most of Kazuma's skill stats are average, but his luck stat is very high. When it comes to Aqua's turn, the stats are all very high, except for just below average intelligence and very bad luck. Aqua's occupation is suitable for being a priest, so their adventure begins. They began to do jobs such as helpers, dust collectors, and sweeping horseshit. At night, they slept in the stables, and their next days are still like a loop. Go to work in the morning, drink wine in the afternoon, and sleep at the stables at night. But Kazuma realized something was wrong. His mission to this world was to destroy the Demon Lord, not to do such things. The next morning, they take on a request for destroying 5 giant toads. Kazuma is chased around by the toads, and Aqua is swallowed by them. Because while eating, the toads will be motionless, and thanks to that, Kazuma can save Aqua. Feeling humiliated, Aqua uses her full power to punch the toad, but as a result, she is swallowed by it for the second time. Kazuma has to rescue her once more. So today they destroyed 2 out of 5 toads. At this point, Aqua comes up with an idea to recruit more members to the party. Although they posted the announcement in the morning, no one applied because their party is too weak. Suddenly, a girl applies for a job. Her name is Megumin, and she is a magician. Kazuma wants to test her power by leading her to hunt giant toads. Aqua wants to show off her power in front of the new member, so she rushes to attack the toad and is swallowed by it as a result. Kazuma wondered, is this really a god? Megumin also immediately casts her strongest spell and creates a powerful explosion that causes the toad to explode. Before Kazuma can cheer up, he sees Megumin motionless. It turns out that after using the explosion magic, she will be completely exhausted and immobile. So both girls are swallowed by the toads. Kazuma must once again rescue them. After earning a meager amount of money from the quest, Kazuma is grieving for his useless party. Suddenly, a girl comes to apply for the party. Her name is Darkness. Her occupation is a crusader. Kazuma senses something is wrong with this girl and suspects she is as useless as his teammates. Yes, Darkness looks strong, but she always misses her target. A girl named Chris appears. She is Darkness' friend. She teaches Kazuma magic called Steel. She uses the Steel skill and easily obtains Kazuma's pocket. He gets interested and immediately uses the points to learn this skill. He begins to practice casting this skill. There's a lot of valuable stuff on Chris' body. After chanting the incantation, he has a holy relic in his hand. It's Chris' pantsu. Kazuma excitedly waves her pantsu. Suddenly, the alarm sounds, and all the adventurers are summoned to the main gate. Thought there was some important quest, but it turned out to be just the quest to collect flying cabbages. Darkness wants to prove her power, but she always misses her target. She ends up using her body as a shield to block the flight of the flying cabbages. Her clothes are tattered, and her body is constantly injured, but Darkness feels even more excited. Megumin sees a large number of the flying cabbages and can't stand still anymore. She casts the explosion spell that causes the entire land to be blown up. The next few days, Kazuma gradually adjusts to the quirky personalities of the 3 girls in the party. Kazuma helps Megumin practice explosion magic. Because after she casts the explosion magic, she becomes immobilized and needs someone to carry her back. They chose an abandoned castle as the target for their training. Aqua daily trades cabbages in the market to have enough money to cover her life. Darkness returns to her hometown to train. Day after day, whether it rained or snowed, Kazuma and Megumin regularly practiced using explosion magic on the castle. The next day, the alarm goes off, and all the adventurers gather at the town's main gate. This is a fallen knight with his head chopped off and one of the Demon King's generals. His name is Beldia. It turns out, Beldia is looking for someone who came to burn his castle every day. Megumin steps up to admit all her actions with a very confident expression. Beldia gets angry and scolds Megumin for being a madman and warns Megumin not to use magic on his castle. But for Megumin, not being able to use explosion magic meant death. Aqua also agrees with Megumin. Beldia unleashes a curse on Megumin, but darkness rushes to catch it for her. The person who is hit by this curse will die after 7 days. Instead of being scared and worried, darkness shows an excited expression and imagines a future where she will be abused in the Headless Knight's castle. Beldia doesn't understand what darkness is saying and asks them not to set fire to his castle and take darkness to the castle. After he left, Kazuma and Megumin are determined to go to Beldia's castle to save darkness, but Aqua easily clears the curse on darkness. The next morning, Aqua wants to get out of her life of debt, so she begs Kazuma to go on a quest with her. With no other choice, Kazuma lets her choose a quest. She chooses the quest, Purify the Riverhead Lake. They need to chase the crocodiles there out of the lake. Since the crocodiles are so strong, Kazuma devises a plan. They put Aqua in an iron cage as bait and put her in the middle of the lake. The crocodiles approach her and attack the cage. Aqua gets scared and keeps purifying the lake while the crocodiles keep attacking her. 7 hours later, the lake is purifying, but Aqua is in severe psychological shock and refuses to come out of the cage. Elsewhere, a hero named Mitsurugi Kyoya is fighting a dragon. He was also reincarnated like Kazuma, and he chose the holy sword, Graham, before being reincarnated. While walking around town with the two girls, he sees Aqua locked in an iron cage. He runs over and uses his strength to break the cage to save Aqua. However, Aqua forgets about Mitsurugi because she sent many heroes to this world. After hearing about Aqua's poor living conditions, Mitsurugi wants to challenge Kazuma. If Mitsurugi wins, Kazuma must turn Aqua over to him. Kazuma accepts and immediately uses steel to get Mitsurugi's holy sword, but it is too heavy and falls on Mitsurugi's head, causing him to lose consciousness. They then return to the Adventurers Guild, and Aqua is furious when the reward is only 100,000 eras instead of 300,000 eras because she must pay the cost to fix the iron cage damaged by Mitsurugi. Suddenly Mitsurugi comes and is punched in the face by Aqua for damaging the iron cage. Mitsurugi came here to beg Kazuma to return the holy sword, but Kazuma sold it. Darkness and Megumin wonder why Mitsurugi called Aqua goddess. Aqua explains, but they don't believe her. Suddenly, the Adventurers Guild asks all the adventurers to gather at the main gate, especially Kazuma's party. It turns out that Beldia comes looking for them again. The reason he came here is that Megumin continued to set fire to his castle, and Aqua was the one who helped Megumin. Beldia despises their teamwork, thinking that Darkness is dead, but he is shocked to see Darkness alive. Aqua is laughing at Beldia's magic and immediately casts holy magic on Beldia, causing him great pain. Beldia summons an army of Dark Knights, but Aqua continues to use holy magic on him and ignores the Dark Knights. Beldia orders the Dark Knights to only attack Aqua. She runs towards Kazuma, and he is dragged into the chase. The two come up with a good plan. They run towards Beldia and order Megumin to use explosion magic to destroy his army. However, Beldia is still alive. He begins to attack, and with one slash, he kills 5 people. When it is Darkness's turn, she continuously attacks and unleashes 3 powerful slashes. However, they all miss the target, even though Beldia is standing still. Darkness uses her body to get in his way, accompanied by perverted words that confuse him. Beldia slashes her repeatedly and is about to finish off Darkness. At this moment, Kazuma remembers that the undead's weak point is water and repeatedly uses water magic to attack him. All the mages also support Kazuma, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Fortunately, Aqua is a very powerful water magic user. She casts a spell that creates a giant whirlpool that destroys the town walls. Beldia is weakened after being hit by water magic. Kazuma uses his steel skill to steal his weapon, but the item he gets is the head of Beldia. Unknowingly, he comes up with an idea to use it as a ball and instructs everyone to play soccer. Currently, Beldia's body is motionless. Kazuma tells Aqua to use holy magic to purify him. She summons the staff she uses to strike loads, and unleashes a holy spell that destroys the general of the Demon Lord's army. Everyone celebrates and applauds Kazuma's return from the battle. This is probably his happiest moment since coming to this world. For defeating the Demon King's general, they are rewarded with 300 million eras. But before they could rejoice, the receptionist says that they have to pay 340 million eras to rewear the town's walls, caused by Aqua's water magic. So they fall into debt again and have to continue being adventurers. They decide to find a quest to earn money. The girls like to choose difficult quests, but Kazuma chooses the quest to exterminate the snow spirits because it sounds simple. But there seems to be something suspicious about Darkness's expression. They go to the snow forest, where there are many snow spirits. Kazuma finds it very difficult to chase the snow spirits. Aqua is doing a great job of hers. Megumin uses explosion magic to destroy many snow spirits and is immobilized right after. At this moment, something appears. Darkness begins to feel very excited. Aqua begins to explain the reason why no adventurers will dare accept this quest. That is because the master of the snow spirits is the Winter Shogun, one of the specially designated monsters. They know that there is no chance of winning. Aqua frees the spirits she has captured to appease him. She tells everyone to drop their weapons and bow to him. However, Kazuma still has the weapon in his hand and his head is cut off. So Kazuma continues to be transported to the afterlife. This is the goddess Iris. She really mourns Kazuma's death, and Kazuma also feels her very sweet, unlike the useless goddess Aqua. He starts talking about the new world. He always has to work hard to earn money and team up with the crazy girls. He thinks the world isn't fair, but tears up for it. At this point, Kazuma realizes that he loves this place with his friends. Suddenly, Aqua's voice rings out. She wants Iris to use magic to bring Kazuma back, or else she will reveal the secret of Iris is using breast implants. Perhaps Iris is really scared of Aqua and lets Kazuma return to the new world. Everyone is overjoyed when Kazuma revives. The first thing he utters is, "I want to change the goddess." So they continue their journey together. Today, Kazuma decides to go find someone to learn a new skill. He and Aqua go to a store and meet Wiz, who is undead, and also one of the 8 generals in the Demon King's army. Aqua immediately rushes to bully her and wants to catch her and bring her to the guild in exchange for a reward. But Wiz is just a magician who only builds protective barriers and has never harmed humans. She also doesn't feel hatred for them for killing Beldia. She agrees to teach Kazuma a skill to repay him for the previous mission. Aqua will be the target for Wiz to cast magic. She casts a skill called Drain Touch. This skill can drain anyone's mana when the caster touches them. After a while, Kazuma finishes studying, and the goddess continues to bully Wiz. After the quest to purify the ghosts in a mansion, the landlord allows Kazuma's party to live in the mansion. Now they have a decent place to live instead of having to sleep in the stables. Suddenly, the town's alarm goes off, and something called Destroyer is approaching the town. Kazuma doesn't know what it is, and he is determined not to give up this mansion. All the adventurers gather at the guild to plan the battle. At first, everyone is very depressed. However, the presence of crazy exploding girl Megumin and Master Archwizard Wiz raise their fighting spirit. The Destroyer is coming. Aqua casts a holy spell to destroy its protective barrier. She looks stupid, but her purification magic is at God's level. Its barrier is destroyed. Kazuma orders Megumin and Wiz to cast magic to attack it. That creates a very powerful explosion. The Destroyer is broken. Thought everything is done, but it suddenly activates self-destruct mode. Everyone gives up and runs away, but Darkness gets excited and runs inside the Destroyer. Seeing Darkness' bravery, everyone is also determined to stay to protect this town. And so they enter the Destroyer together. Here, Kazuma's party discovers its core. They decided to let Wiz use the portal to teleport it to another place. Wiz fears that the core will be teleported to a densely populated area. Kazuma says he will take responsibility for everything because he believes in his Luxtag. So they successfully move it to another place. A few days later, everyone continues to live in the town as usual. Kazuma feels more in love with this world. Suddenly, several knights from the capital come looking for him. He thinks he will be rewarded, but no. He is accused of treason because the core he teleported destroyed the Lord's mansion. Thank you for watching the summary of the anime, Konosuba. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe for more anime recaps. And don't forget to ring that bell to be notified of new uploads. See you all next time.